Good morning, everybody. This is Zach, and let's head to the gym. So I am hurt, injured. I have had a nagging shoulder injury for years. My left shoulder, I think the origins of it for when I played football, I think it's probably either joint or cartilage damage. I always led on tackles with my left shoulder, so I think that's part of the source of it. The other part of it, though, is I'm a shoulder sleeper. And, well, at my size, that causes problems. I have an orthopedic pillow that kind of keeps my head and my shoulder kind of up and away from each other. To help with that, but the fact of the matter is, I'm going to have to get this checked out, I think, at some point. I'm hoping something as simple as rehab can help it, but I'll be completely honest, the stuff I'm feeling popping around, I think it's cartilage damage. I had looked into stem cell treatment outside of the country, but even in areas where that's cheaper, like, say, Mexico, it's still not cheap. You know, it's an expensive treatment. It works, but, you know, I unfortunately just don't have the cash to throw at it right now. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I'm gonna continue to go to rehab. What that does mean is that at least for the foreseeable future, outside of things like, you know, hanging bicep curls or preacher curls and maybe tricep extensions, I'm not really going to be able to do upper body weightlifting for a while. I hate that because as a guy, that's really what shows off your form and figure the best, right? Is when you're working out your upper body. And so I'm going to lose a lot of what I have built up as some of the new figure I've been working on, but I just don't know that there's really a way around it right now. If you got to stop because you're hurt, you got to stop because you're hurt. Now, having said that, that's not going to stop me from doing cardio. I did get about 4 miles in yesterday, and then today is leg day. So I am going to the gym a little bit earlier because Crunch Fitness zapped me for bringing in a tripod yesterday afternoon. Never seen that happen before. I'm hoping the morning crew isn't as diligent about it. They traditionally have not been. They've let me do it. So we're going to see. I've even got a member of the gym, I believe, that follows me on some of my socials here. So I'm hoping that that's not an issue. Well, I guess we'll find out. But, you know, the way I injured my shoulder was doing bench press. I was doing like 185, 3 sets of 12, and just pushed too hard and hurt the joint. Part of it is I've learned I was doing bench pressing correctly, and I was shown how to do bench pressing correctly, and have been doing it wrong for a long time. You're supposed to tuck your arms down to about 45 degrees when you bench, and I was not doing that. I was straight across, and I impinged and just ratcheted the shit out of my shoulder. Sorry, guys. I don't really have a lot I can do with it right now. I'm going to have to go to the doctor about it. I got to go to the doctor here soon anyway. I got to get an appointment set up. Just a checkup after moving up here. I'd really like to see where some of my vital markers are. You know, my A2C was slightly elevated when I last checked them in Tennessee. I'm not expecting them to be now, but my diet changes have been pretty systemic, and I have had no lightheadedness. I've had nothing like that, so I think my blood sugar is completely under control. For those of you wondering, I am not diabetic. I was right on the verge of diabetes in, it was either 2018 or 2019, and I did keto for a while. And that took me right out of it, obviously, is you have no carbs at all, and it completely pretty much resets your insulin resistance. And then even though I fell off of doing keto because it's really hard to stick with, and there's honestly a number of reasons, there are some health downsides to it. I have maintained lower carb ever since. And as a result, I am the rare 400 plus pound dude who is not diabetic. I got lucky there. So I am mostly wanting to see my cholesterol numbers, because last time I checked, my triglycerides were high. I'm really hoping with the dramatic calorie reduction I've been doing and the massive increase in physical activity, just massive. I did more cardio yesterday than I probably did in a month before that, to be completely honest. Like, I am much more active than I was. So I'm curious to see where those markers are going to be. Another marker for me I want to get checked is testosterone, because my T levels have historically been lower as I've gotten older. I wouldn't mind getting that bumped up. I realize at that point I'm possibly bumping my head against the, hey, are you actually natty or not? I feel like if it's medical therapy, then yeah, you still are, because it's your natural hormone levels. And plus, I wouldn't be doing anything that wasn't just testosterone replacement therapy for medical reasons. So I think I still would, but it's worth mentioning all the same. But I can't do that until my blood pressure goes down. My blood pressure has really been kind of the warning bell for my health the last couple of years. It's under control via medication, but you can't be my size and have a healthy circulatory system. When you get older, it's just not possible. You have to lose weight. It's even when you see these guys that are strongmen, a lot of times, they've got to drop a lot of weight once they stop competing, because it's just not healthy on your cardiac system to carry this much weight on you, muscle or fat. The body's only really meant, and really on a frame my size, carrying over 300 pounds is dangerous. Even if it's muscle, carrying over 300 pounds is dangerous. So, and realistically, I would like to get it down even way lower than that. My goal for this year, it's kind of funny. We were talking resolutions the other day. I want to get below 300 by the end of the year. I'm currently at about, it said 441 when I was on the scale earlier, but that was in a jacket, heavy Henley, sweatpants, socks, and underwear. I was probably wearing about 3 to 5 pounds worth of clothing. So, I checked yesterday a couple times, and I was 438, 439, somewhere in that range. I'm expecting I'm probably about 437 today, based on what my clothes were and what I saw. So, my weight is still trending down. I would like to target about 10 pounds a month. I think that's perfectly reasonable, especially at my weight. You're going to lose weight faster when you're heavier like I am. I do know it's going to slow down. I also know that if I keep up this pace for these first couple of months, I could still be losing 15, 20 pounds a month. I lost 15 pounds my first month, and then my second month, once I started doing cardio, I lost 25 pounds. So, I know it is perfectly reasonable for me to lose 15, 20 pounds a month for another, I would say, 1 to 3 months. Past that, I don't think the loss is going to continue at that rate, unless, a lot of that's going to depend on diet as well. Right around the time I started doing my workout routine this time, my appetite just fell off a cliff, man. I completely lost my appetite. And it has helped this immensely. Part of it I know is with the protein increase. I mean, other parts of it are, stress. I've, like I alluded to in another video, I'm going through some pretty intense marital strife at the moment. And certainly the stress has added to that. But honestly, I can't really say that with a straight face, because historically, for me at the very least, stress was one of the things that made me eat. It didn't make me not eat, it made me eat. It was a comfort thing. And so I feel like I just finally psychologically reached the point where it's just not worth it to me anymore. Now, I will say, as far as the marital stress goes, my weight was a problem. And I do think psychologically, in my efforts to try to keep things together, I think I may have psychologically just suppressed it. And, if that's what it took, that's a tragedy for me in the long run. But, if it saves my life, then what do you say? Just something to think about. But, all right, guys, I am at the gym, pulling up now. Yeah, it's cold out today. The heater went out in my house last night. It's been a problem at the townhouse we're staying at. They've been having an issue. They had a part that needs to be replaced on the heat pump. So, it's cold in my house. It's like in the 50s. Because it's in like the 20s outside here right now. And you react to cold differently when you never really get warm. Of course, sleeping under blankets, so it's not as, you're warm there, but it's kind of a different feeling, I gotta be honest. Not what I'm really used to, so. Alright, that's enough of this vlog. I'm going to head into the gym. There's a little more traffic today, so it took a little longer. They're not too terrible busy, which I'm happy about. As always, guys, this is Zach. I am going from being fat to jacked. Y'all have a good day.